Hello, it's me again, Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's reading, we'll be looking into whatever messages pop up, then we'll read into that. I was going to read, do a friendship reading or something else because I shuffled some tarot cards before I started recording, but it just wasn't sitting right with me. So I thought, you know what, let's just keep it open and see what comes up. See what needs to be heard, alright? If you'd like to see more from me, don't forget to like, comment, to tell me what you thought of this reading, and subscribe to see more from me and to support my channel, alright? So, I've been away for a long time again. I haven't had time to record because I've just been out and about after work, meeting new people, doing different things, and I haven't had time to do anything much, so I've decided today is Saturday. I'm not doing anything today. I didn't even make plans with friends. I just thought, you know what, today I'm going to record, and here I am. Yeah, this will be whatever you need to hear reading. I've written down some notes. I haven't done this in so long. Like, it felt so good to just sit with the energies of the cards and write down what I felt. So I got some very interesting messages from there. And yeah, so we have group 1, group 2, and group 3. Take your time to choose which group is for you. Choose more than one group if you wish. If you don't hear a message in your group for you, continue watching as a message may pop up nearing the end of your reading. If not, choose another group. Breathe deep breaths in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4 to choose which group is for you. Timestamps will be in the description box, and let's get to group 1. Hi group 1, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching. So these are your messages that you need to hear right now. I was going to record a friendship reading or another type of reading, but it didn't sit right for today. So I thought, let me just keep it open for you. So yeah, I hope that you relate to these messages and can incorporate them into your life right now. So I wrote down some messages before I started shuffling your cards. I didn't see any of your cards, so I'll just read these messages, and then we'll get into your cards. And sorry that you can hear sirens. I have the windows open, well, only slightly open, because there's a lot of fine dust today and we don't want the windows to be wide open. Okay, so group 1, I wrote down, sit with it and embrace it. Sit with a feeling, a thought, information. It's not about denying the existence of anything. Accept that this is what it is to find inner peace. To work on your heart chakra, you need to accept your feelings. Alright, so it just felt like I was shuffling the cards, and I felt like I didn't need to shuffle, because me shuffling just felt like I needed extra information. I needed to do this, I needed to do that. But if I sat with them, then maybe I would get more information that way. Maybe I would feel more comfortable with receiving the information that I needed to receive. So you need to sit with it, sit still, meditate, just sleep on things, just so you're not struggling, so you're not rushing for answers, because answers tend to come in their own time. They don't need to be rushed. You don't need to rush things, group 1. Take your time, take it easy, rest, recuperate. You know, people can't be pushed. You know, things happen when they're supposed to happen. Nothing happens before its time, as my mom says. Okay, so let's get some cards for you. What do group 1 need to hear right now? The cards don't want to come out. Right. What do group 1? Okay. Wow. The Hermit in reverse. Exactly. Have you been forcing things? Have you been avoiding things, or avoiding yourself, avoiding sitting with yourself, avoiding asking the deeper questions, avoiding embracing your feelings and exploring them through sitting, through journaling? because you're not going to find answers by rushing through, pushing through, going out and not staying in when you need to stay in. I'm getting the Four of Swords energy here, where the Four of Swords in reverse, where you keep pushing and pushing and avoiding resting, because maybe you don't believe in rest. It's like this attitude of, I'll rest when I die. And I feel like your attitude needs to be shifted. Oh wow, okay. Maybe your attitudes needs to be shifted, because maybe some of your attitudes are forcing you to neglect certain parts of yourself, neglect certain parts of your life that needs attention. So some things need attention. You need to go solo, because maybe you enjoy being in people's space a bit too much, and it's a bit much being in your own company. So it's time to enjoy your own company, group one. Wow. Get comfortable with the King of Pentacles, because the Hermit in reverse is quite uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable kind of energy. Like, what would get you in your King of Pentacles energy? What will help you grow and flourish and be like, okay, I'm here now, let someone else do the work. I'm just going to sit here, watch the world go by, watch what I have made, watch what I have created, so that I can come back even stronger. So I'm the Hermit upright, who isn't afraid to do that internal exploration anymore. Why are you avoiding internal exploration, group one? What are you afraid of? The King of Pentacles isn't afraid. The King of Pentacles has worked so hard to get to this point, maybe even burnt themselves out to get to this point of being on this throne. So it's like, maybe you're working a little too hard to feel comfortable, whereas it's not that difficult. Things can be so simple if you shift your attitude, if you shift your mindset. Interesting. Five of Wands, what are you struggling with? Internal struggles, internal battles. Maybe you're battling with someone who is an earth sign, so a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. Or you are battling with earthly things, so maybe there's money struggles and that's why you're working so hard. Maybe you're trying to fix up your place and that's why you're working so hard, so you can earn extra money to decorate. But yeah, well, yes, there needs to be a perspective shift. There needs to be, like, I'm getting the Eight of Swords energy here, where there's like tunnel vision, and it's like you can't shift from what you are seeing, what you're doing, and that's the avoidance. What are you avoiding? But the Three of Wands isn't avoiding anything. It's like the Three of Wands sees what's happening ahead and wonders, how am I going to overcome this? How am I going to get past this? How am I going to tackle this? How am I going to this? How am I going to do that? You know? It's all about confronting things and being able to tackle things head on. Because right now in the Hermit in reverse, you're not tackling things head on. You need to be more, I'm getting the word brave. You need to be brave, and I'm getting the Strength card as well. Wow. The Eight of Wands. Interesting. Why do we have the Eight of Wands? Let's look into this. Why do we have the Eight of Swords? Yes. Wow. It's like you're stuck on something and you're struggling with something and you can't let it go because you haven't done that personal internal reflection. And it's like you're avoiding the pain, the hurt. Maybe it will hurt to leave something behind, but in staying, your perspective is limited. By staying, you'll be experiencing the same thing over and over again. It's like you'll be triggered by the same thing over and over again. And that's not helpful for you. The Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands wants you to move on so you can feel comfortable. It's a good time to start journaling. It's a good time to start counseling if you need counseling. It's a good time to just be at one with yourself, because that's what it's all about, being with yourself, being able to live with yourself. Maybe you're regretting certain things that have happened in your life, and it's difficult to shake it off. Okay, I wasn't going to use tarot, Lightseer's tarot, but I feel called to use it. Alright, so let's see what else we have with the Lightseer's tarot deck. Okay, what messages do we have for group 1? Okay, so we have 2 cards. We have the Nine of Wands. Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back, me back. Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back, me back. Oh, why has that song come up? So that's her. Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back. There's this barrier that's restricting you, that's not aiding you to move forward, move on. And it's like a battle every time. Maybe you wake up and it's like, oh, not this thing again. Oh, not this thing again. I can't get over this. It's giving the Five of Chalices kind of energy, where you're regretful, where you keep looking back at the past and not satisfied with where you are right now. You need to be satisfied with where you are right now, otherwise when you get to your goals, you're not going to feel satisfied even then. I'm getting the message of what's wrong with me. Why can't I feel elated? Why can't I feel happy about where I am? And why can't I move on from the past? You need to do a load of reflecting, group 1. The King of Wands. Wow, the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. That's you now, and I feel like that's you in the future when you do this working through everything. It's like, I can face things. It's time to face things head on. The King of Wands is very brave, courageous, loyal to the self as well. It's like, I am going to reach my goals. Try and stop me. I am going to move past this. Try and stop me. And the King of Wands doesn't have any barriers. It's funny that we have a barrier here, but we don't have a barrier there. It's like you want to move on, but you can't. You're not ready just yet. The King of Wands is so ready. Face things head on so that you can, I'm getting the word escape, because maybe you feel like you're being held hostage. Well, obviously not physically held hostage, but it's just that you need freedom, group 1, is the message I'm trying to get out. But let's see what else we can get. Wow! I just looked at the bottom of the deck. We have the Devil. Wow! Wow, sorry, I haven't read tarot in a long time. I said this in the other reading. I think it was the March reading, and it's like I kept getting cards that reiterated what I was saying. So I'm just really shocked that we have the Devil here. It's like every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back, me back. It's a toxic energy here. There's a feeling like, if I leave this place, what will happen to me, you know? And maybe there's that fear of, if I leave this memory behind, if I leave this thought behind, if I leave this feeling behind, who will I be? What will I do? what will be next. And maybe you fear the question of what's next. Wow. Maybe you fear the question of what's next. Whew. Wow. I just need to sit with that for a few seconds. I feel like the King of Pentacles is asking you to set up plans while you're working through everything. So then you feel like you have something to achieve, something to gain. Because maybe you're the sort of person who doesn't make plans. But I feel like this reading is asking you to make plans just so that you know what's next. Maybe you fear what's next. Whew, wow. Oh wow. Okay. So let's move on to... I feel like I want to use these cards. I haven't read these cards in a long time. Should I get two? We have Hiraeth. And let's get one more. Okay, so it feels like maybe your solar plexus chakra needs some work. So we have yellow in this card. It's black and white, but then there's some yellow. And you need to express yourself. There's this feeling of self-expression will get you going a long way. You need to do what you love. What are your hobbies? Do that some more. So it's not like you are doing all of this work and no play. You need to play, group one. Okay, so we have Magician. Wow. Trickery. So maybe these feelings that you are having are tricking you into staying where you are. It's like an illusion kind of energy here. Yeah, with the Magician is all about illusion. And it's like the fear of not wanting to explore yourself is an illusion that you keep putting onto yourself. So it's like, stop making excuses. Stop putting things off. Stop procrastinating, because they are all tricks to steer you away from moving forward. Maybe these feelings that you are feeling are causing you to procrastinate, because when you're doing something, it's like, oh, I feel this, I feel really uncomfortable now, so let me just divert this energy so that I can do something else that is safe, that is safer for me, so I don't feel these uncomfortable feelings. Ooh, you need to open your eyes, group one. Your eyes. I saw the High Priestess underneath the Devil card. So it's like you need to really connect with yourself. Like your third eye needs decalcify your third eye. Oh, because when you avoid what you really feel, it's like you're out of alignment with your chakras, and you need to realign so that you can connect spiritually. You need to meditate. Your solar plexus and your third eye is what I have mentioned already. So maybe those two need more work. So what other messages can we get from this reading? Let's see. No, I feel like those are the messages that want to come through. So let's get to your not last cards, your second to last cards. We have garden, something will grow from this. Yeah, you need this personal development that needs to happen here. Because you aren't growing at this time. You're not challenging yourself to grow at this time. It's like you're doing the mediocre things, so you're not pushing yourself to try. And there's an element of needing to try in life, group one. And her third eye is highlighted here. She's got something in her forehead, and it's important to open up your third eye to decalcify it. So drinking smart water. So smart water is an example. That's in the UK. I don't know if they have it anywhere else. I don't know. You tell me. But drinking more water, eating healthier foods, eating your fruit, your vegetables, massaging your temple, quite possibly, and meditation as well. Feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Sit with yourself. I wrote it. That's the first thing I wrote. Sit with it and embrace it. Sit with a feeling, a thought, information. It's not about denying its existence. She is not denying that she needs to sit down and eat healthy and embrace herself. And even she's eating, fruits. So eat more fruit. That will make you feel good. Dress to impress. Don't dress to impress others, dress to impress yourself. Confidence comes from the inside, group one, and you will be feeling more confident once you do all of this work on yourself. And you will learn to respect yourself as well. Maybe you keep disrespecting yourself by eating rubbish foods, by avoiding yourself, by not facing up to your issues, to your problems. So you will gain respect for yourself. Whew, wow. And then your last cards, victory in some endeavor. Claw, be careful, do not take risks. Yeah, you're holding on to something that no longer needs holding on to. It's like you're holding on to it for dear life, and there's no need to do that anymore. Release your grasp. Release your grasp. You're being controlled by the past. You're being controlled by the feeling, whereas you need to be more in control. November. So what's that? That's Sagittarius. Scorpio, Sagittarius season. Wow, yes. Scorpio, you need to do that inner work. Yeah, do that inner work. Look deep. Scorpio is a sign of looking deep below the surface of your emotional world. And that is what you need to do to find higher meaning, higher learning more about yourself with Sagittarius. Ooh, spirituality as well with Sagittarius energy. So you need to tap back into your spiritual side. Casket, someone going out of your life for the end of a situation. You need to end this situation, group one. As we keep going on about it, you need to put something to rest, because we can't hold on to it anymore. It's no longer serving us. It's keeping us where we need to remove ourselves. Okay, wow. So that's what I'm seeing for you anyway, group one. I'll reread these messages and that will be the end of your reading. So group one, sit with it and embrace it. Sit with a feeling, a thought, information. It's not about denying the existence of anything. Accept that this is what it is to find inner peace. To work on your heart chakra, you need to accept your feelings. Ooh, alright, yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you, group one. Thank you for watching. I hope you take these messages and incorporate it into your life, and you improve your life one step at a time. One step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like falling in love or learning to fly. Okay, the lyrics was the wrong way around there, but that song is very significant to this reading. I keep going on now. So one step at a time. You don't need to rush. So just take it easy, one day at a time. One day at a time. Do small things every day that will help you improve yourself and your emotional world. Wow, sorry. Alright, so yeah, that's the last of the messages. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye! Hi group Group 2, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching. So these are your whatever needs to be heard right now kind of reading. So Group 1 was very deep. So let's see what comes up for you. I wrote down some messages, which I haven't done in a long time. So it's interesting to see that I was still able to pick up messages from shuffling your cards. So let's read the messages before we get into your cards. So Group 2. Put things in order. Things may seem chaotic and everything isn't in its place. You need a logical, practical solution to things. Take the lead. Don't let things lead you. Wow. So let's see what we have with your tarot cards. What messages do we have for Group 2? What messages do we have for Group 2? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? We have the Knave of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. I don't feel that's very clear, so let's see. The Two of Pentacles is asking you to be practical as well, and with this Knave of Swords, this is all about finding solutions, finding a very logical way of doing things as well. So that's basically what I wrote down. The Five of Pentacles, the Knave of Chalices. I don't know why I feel confusion looking at this. So maybe you feel a bit confused at this time. The Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Help me find the right messages for Group 2. I feel like something needs nurturing in your life at this time. The Five of Pentacles isn't a very nurtured energy. It's quite a, I feel left out, I feel like I need more. It's like living in need of love, of finances, of material items, of new clothes, of being accepted. I'm getting like, oh, I get it. I'm getting the message of find your own way. Find your own way, because the Ten of Wands and the Five of Pentacles is too concerned about what they want, about what they need. What the Ten of Wands is thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to finish this, I have to get this done, I want to get this done. One more step and I'm just there. One more step and it will all be over. And then the Five of Pentacles is saying, oh, I need so much love, I need attention, I need affection, I need money, I need this, I need that. And it's like maybe you're focusing too much on the things that you need rather than the things that are actually around you and the things that actually require your attention, because maybe you're focusing on the meaningless things that won't enhance your life in any way, shape or form, because it's just picking up dead weight. You have a lot of dead weight, you're holding on to a lot of dead weight, Group 2, that doesn't concern you. There's a lot more that needs your attention right now. There's a lot more that needs to be juggled in your life. So maybe it does make sense to want these things, but it's, if you're coming from a place of need, then you are coming from a place of lack. But if you're looking at things as, oh, I want this, oh, I'll work towards this, but I don't really need it, then that's you coming from a space of growth. So it's like trying to find that balance with the Two of Pentacles are put in the middle of the 4 cards. Because when you're in this space, you can't be in the Knave of Chalices kind of space where you are creating, where you are in tune with your intuition, where you are flexible with the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Some flexibility needs to be incorporated into your life, and it's about asking the question of how can I incorporate flexibility in my life, flexibility of thinking, feeling, of dealing with my money, of being with different people, of wanting to be somewhere, but how about creating your own thing? Yeah, creating your own thing with the Knave of Chalices. It's being open-minded to the different things out there for you. Because you're hiding away, it seems, by focusing on the things that are out of your control, focusing on the things that no longer concern you. But when you focus on things that will help you to grow, like finding, I don't know, if you're into dance, finding a dance group, if you are into, I don't know, music, trying to research a new place, a club that offers the music that you love. Maybe you've just been staying in the same place over and over again, expecting things to change, but it's like it will never change, because the Five of Pentacles never changes because they are stuck here. But the Knave of Swords can change their outcome of their life because they are on the lookout for new things, for newness. That makes sense, because this is giving Venus in Gemini. I don't know why that's coming to mind. I have a Venus in Gemini, and then the Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. Wow, because they are opposite. So Gemini and Sagittarius are opposite each other, and Gemini is an air sign and Sagittarius is a fire sign. And Gemini is all about curiosities in life, trying different things, finding mental stimulation. And then Sagittarius is all about the spiritual side, finding enlightenment, doing that higher learning. So it's all about combining your spiritual needs with your mental needs and aiming higher, whereas you're just aiming lower. So it's like raise your standards, raise the bar, group, to raise the bar for your life so you can respect yourself a little bit more, because maybe the Five of Pentacles doesn't respect themselves because they are at a low point. They are at a very low point and they can't see a way out. But there's always a way out, group too. I hope those messages made sense because I kind of went off then. Well, let's see what we can get with the Lightseers Tarot. What messages do we have for group 2? Wow, the High Priestess, exactly. Wow. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. What are you holding on to, group 2? You're holding on for dear life. You're holding on like your life depends on it. But that's distracting you from you. That's distracting you from gaining a deeper relationship with yourself. That's distracting you from receiving messages that will enhance your life. Like receiving those higher messages. You need to connect with your intuition more. And this, I feel like these messages are carrying on from group 1. You need to stop focusing on the things that won't help you progress. But if you are able to sit with yourself, then that means you are winning in life. If you are able to sit with the things you have done, said, felt, then you are winning in life. Whereas if you are holding on to everything, you're cluttering your mind and your body, your soul, your spirit, your space. Then that will create anxiety and the feeling of not being able to move on. But if you let things go, then there'll be a new flow in your life. You'll be able to let things go easily and let something else in. Wow. Interesting. Wow, you'll create space for the lovers. It's like from the, oh, what's that? Sacred Rebels Oracle card deck, where it's the card of what you want wants you. And it's like, how can you attract what's meant for you when you're focusing on what's not meant for you? It's like something has gotten lost in translation and you're stuck in a rut. How can you get out of that rut, group 2? You need to get out of a rut. You need a logical practical solution to things. Take the lead, don't let things lead you. And that's what I wrote down. Oh, wow. You need to find your spark again, group 2. Well, let's see what other messages we have here. Oh yeah, as I was saying, with Venus in Gemini, I didn't finish on that point. With my Venus in Gemini, it's like I love to learn new things. I love to move on to the next thing because I get kind of bored. I get quite bored easily. Well, not bored, but I get quite stuck. I get to feel quite stuck in places and doing the same things over and over and over again. So maybe you need a more flexible routine. And to explore new things, go to art galleries, add some culture to your life. Oh wow, okay, yes. Art galleries, museums, seeing something different, going to the opera, going to, I don't know, going to a different country to learn about their culture. Try new foods, try spicy foods, so that it can, so that you can feel something different. It's like sensory experiences. Maybe you need sensory experiences to connect with yourself. Oh, wow. Wow, Wanderer in reverse. Okay, I was holding the deck upside down, I didn't realize. And this makes sense, Wanderer in reverse. It's giving Venus in Gemini, but the shadow side. I don't know why I'm getting Venus in Gemini, but the shadow side where you are stuck in one place. You can't go outside of where you come from because you're used to it, because you don't want to lose that side of yourself. But you can never lose, you can always gain. You'll never lose it if you remember things, if you can look back at photos and think, yeah, I was there once, but now I'm here and I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that I took that leap. Wow. And then we have Fatalist. You're not trusting the universe. There's like a lack of trust that things will happen for you. This Fatalist card upright is like rolling a dice and guessing that, wow, okay, this will land on a 6 and it landing on a 6, and you didn't even know that it will land on a 6. But you're too afraid to roll the dice, to take chances. It's time to take chances and to trust that this chance will be a good chance to take, will be a good risk to take, and you won't constantly fall down. Maybe you're afraid to try new things. What's making you feel afraid to try new things, group 2? The Hypocrite. Interesting. And it's in reverse. So the Hypocrite upright is like the Hierophant. So it's like being stuck where you are, stuck with the same values, the same belief systems, doing things the same way, expecting, well, not even expecting different results. It's just doing things the same way. But the hypocrite in reverse is asking you to try things differently, do something different. Don't be afraid to switch things up. You know, it's not about sitting on your high horse and saying, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. That's outside of what I believe in. I'm too comfortable here. Why would I want to move here? Even though internally you are uncomfortable, but you're comfortable here because this is what you are used to. So the hypocrite is asking you to step into the unknown and be uncomfortable with stepping into the unknown, because that will open you up. Maybe you are a risk or have been a risk taker, but it seems like you are risk averse now. Maybe you need to become more of a risk taker now, and that's going to take a whole process to become that way. Because if you don't become a risk taker and fly to that different country, to go to that different art gallery, I know that's not a risk to go to an art gallery, but it's something different, then you will always stay where you are used to. Wow. These messages are hitting me. I don't even know where they're coming from, but here we are. Let's see what we have here. So we also have sharks, swim away from this situation. You know, it's not doing you any justice being there. It's just has a hold on you. And only you can get yourself out of this rut, out of this situation. No one can pull you out of this but yourself. It's like sometimes you have other people to pull you out of things. But what would it take for you to push yourself out? What would it take? Would you risk it for a chocolate biscuit group too? That's the question I want to ask you. You know, villain, you can always rewrite the story. Exactly. You need to take a risk and flip the script. You can smash the old life that you have that you have been living, and go with the flow of life. Even if it's to just go to a restaurant on your own, even if it's to go to a cafe on your own, maybe you fear to do that, but it's time to do that. I'm getting here, group, to step outside of your comfort zone. Ooh, and then we have for your last card, Mule. I don't know why that was hard to say. Mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Oh my gosh, yes. Why are you being so stubborn and not willing to change? I mentioned the Hierophant who doesn't change. It's just the same thing day in, day out, year after year, doing the same thing. It's like doing the same as your ancestors, but your ancestors lived thousands of years ago. You can do things differently now, and you won't go against them, because these are modern times. We have to get with the program. We have to get with the times. Group 2, you have outgrown your situation now. Ooh, wow. Goldfish, increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. Exactly, you need to grow spiritually, materialistically, if that's the right way to say it. Because you will gain wealth of knowledge through going to art galleries and asking, what is this art about? Going to a different country and asking people about their culture. How do you make this traditional food? How do you write, I don't know, the word hello in your language? It will really open your mind and expand your awareness. Oh, group 2, ladder, climbing towards success. You need to find your way out. You need to find your way out, group 2. That's the message I'm getting here. Find your way out of a hole. Find your way out of a hole. An angel, spiritual guidance. Exactly. You need to connect with yourself and your spiritual team. Connect or reconnect. Because there's just been a lack of connection with the Five of Pentacles. You need connection. Connecting with different cultures, connecting with yourself, connecting with art, connecting with this, connecting with that, connecting with the other. Don't be so rigid. You need to be more flexible. Add flexibility into your life, into your thoughts, into your emotions. Because there's a whole world out there and it's waiting for you to explore it. It wants you to explore it, group 2. All right, wow. I just have to clap because I feel like you'll be proud of yourself when you go through the process of this, to open your mind and heart and body to these new experiences. You'd want to give yourself a pat on the back. You want to give yourself a round of applause. Wow, that was powerful. Alright, so that's what I'm seeing for you anyway, group 2. I'll just reread these messages and that'll be the end of your reading. So group 2, put things in order. Things may seem chaotic and everything isn't in its place. You need a logical, practical solution to things. Take the lead. Don't let things lead you. Wow, alright, so that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2. I hope these messages made sense and you can incorporate what I mentioned into your daily life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye! Hi group 3, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching. So these are your what do you need to know right now readings. And I wrote down some messages before I started recording. I really got into group 1 and group 2, so I'm really interested to see what comes up for you. So I'll read what I wrote down for you first and then we'll get into the cards. So group 3, I wrote down here anger, frustration, aggression, all in question marks. Try not to destroy relationships, memories, prized possessions, etc. out of anger. Where is your anger coming from? When did it begin? You need to find the root of your feelings. Maybe your situation is feeling unjust. Alright, so like while I was shuffling these cards, these two, I just felt really angry and wanted to rip up my card deck and bend up my cards excessively. And it's like I had to put my cards down because why would I want to destroy my cards? And it's kind of like you wanting to destroy things because you're so angry. You want to cut your losses, cut your, what's the word? What's that saying? Cut your bridges. Cut in all ties because you're sick of everything. You get angry easily, you feel frustrated easily, and it's not a healthy state to be in. So anger, frustration, all of those emotions are secondary emotions, and it's like every type of stimulus leads to a reaction from you without thinking. And it's like you need to put thought into your actions. So when something stimulates you into feeling angry, it's all about noticing that you're feeling angry and then saying to yourself, whoa, okay, what's this about? Where is this anger coming from? So this happened and then I feel this. Let me write this down, how I feel in the moment. I feel angry because this has happened. I feel frustrated because this has just happened. Why did this just happen this way? And why did I have such an intense reaction to that thing? It's all about doing that self-analysis. Yeah, self-analysis needs to happen because you need to be more aware of yourself, of your reactions, your emotional reactions, and your physical reactions. So when you were younger, did you notice that your parents got angry with you very quickly for doing something very little, and maybe you carried that with you. So who knows, anyway, whatever comes up for you. So let's see your cards. We have the Lovers. This one came out reverse, so let's see what we have. The Nine of Wands in reverse. The Five of Chalices. No, that doesn't want to come out. Five of Chalices. This is all about the past. The Five of Chalices deals with the past. Oops, sorry. The Seven of Swords, things being left unsaid, carrying things with you without even realizing that you are carrying it with you. What are you carrying from the past that is causing you to feel some kind of way? Maybe feel angry, feel frustrated, feel sad, feel regretful, just feel the feelings, basically, quite a lot of the time. It's like I'm getting like the Nine of Wands is like an open wound, because the Nine of Wands has a bandage on his head and there's a bear in the background trying to get to him. But then when it's in reverse, it's like there's no bandage on his head, so his wound is open for all to see. And it's like, instead of the bear just being there in the background, being all threatening, it's coming after you. So what keeps coming after you, group 3? That sounds really dramatic, but what keeps coming to you and wanting a piece of you? Because something keeps taking pieces from you. Every time you're angry, it takes a bit of piece of you away from you. Because you're angry and it drains your energy. Anger drains your energy. Frustration, anxiety, aggression, it drains your energy, because it's a heightened emotion. It's a heightened emotional state. When you first come off of a high, you go low. So when you're in a low state, then you have no energy left. And it's like, you need to find a middle ground. A middle ground needs to be found, because if you keep going from high to low, high to low, high to low, it's like stealing your life force away a little bit at a time. And it's not allowing you to live a high quality of life, because you're always exposed. And that exposure it's like rubbing salt into the wounds. And it's like, how can you close up your wounds? Justice. Wow. All things come to an end. Why do all good things come to an end? But in this case, it's why do all bad things come to an end? Maybe you are addicted to the anger. Who knows? Maybe you're worried that you will lose your anger because that's all you know, or all you have known. Interesting. You're holding on to a feeling because that feeling is all that you have known. You are holding on to a memory because that memory is all that you have known, and you can't get past it. It keeps coming to attack you late at night when you're at work. Who knows when? The Tower. Yes. Wow. Why do we have the Tower? I feel like we are coming up to a storyline. I feel like a storyline is here. The Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. The Moon. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Oh my gosh. Exactly. So let me just fix these cards up right now. Ten of Pentacles. I hope this is in the frame. Let me see. Well, I can't really see the phone, so I'm just gonna have to make an estimated guess. And the Ten of Swords. There's a lot of shadow work that needs to be done here, group 3. Because the past keeps coming back into the present, and it's like the past keeps haunting you and creating these feelings that are draining your life force, these feelings that are really uncomfortable, that are hard, that can really destroy everything, or destroy quite a bit in your life. And it's like, why do I keep hurting people? Why do I keep spoiling this thing, spoiling that thing, when it really didn't need to happen? And you need to do that inner work. You need to sit with yourself. That's the message I've got for both other groups as well. Even though it may be uncomfortable, what's making you angry? What's making you upset? What's making you sad? What's making you aggressive? Because it's gotten you down. It's, as I was saying before, you go from high emotion to feeling low, and that's mentally draining. That's a mental strain, that's mental stress on you, and all those mental stresses are causing a poor quality of life. And it's all about ripping up those foundations. You need to go way back. You need to do that deep inner shadow work, and that means maybe going to a counselor with the temperance card, maybe going to a group therapy thing. Maybe you have been drinking too much. Maybe that's an issue. So maybe going to an AA meeting. Maybe you need to journal alongside of counselling. Maybe you need to look at your family tree. Okay, I feel, did I mention this in this group, or was it group 2? Looking at your family tree, looking back at the past. Okay, yes, it was with you. So maybe when you were younger, when you did something wrong, then all you got was anger from your parent, from your caregiver. So hurling insults at you, swearing at you, who knows, and it's stuck with you. And then you have adopted your caregiver's attitude, your caregiver's reactions. They're not your reactions, it's theirs. So it's all about picking up on what's yours and what's everybody else's, what's yours and what's your caregiver's feelings and actions. Because maybe you have absorbed everyone else's actions, reactions and feelings, and you can't separate from how you feel, how you see things, how you think, and it's really getting you down. So through the process of therapy, you can detangle those other people's narratives, other people's thoughts, feelings and actions, so you can access your own thoughts, feelings and actions. Wow, that went pretty deep, group 3, sorry. Because you need to see things differently, because you keep seeing things in the same way, the same light, that causes the same reaction time and time again. Whereas through enlightening conversations, enlightening discussions, enlightening journaling sessions, it's like you can see your life in a totally different way. And that's what this reading is about, seeing your life in a completely different way. Because how can you see things in a different way when you're low to the ground with this 10 of Swords? How can you see things in a different way if you are the 5 of Chalices, who's constantly looking at the same thing over and over again? Expecting things to be different, wanting things to be different, but they never change. How can you expect things to be different when your wound is open and bleeding for all to see? You need to be patched up, group 3. And it needs to happen soon, because it's like your energy is slowly depleting. Like, what kind of life is that to live, to lead? I know that sounds heavy, but I felt like that needed to be said. Well, let's get some cards here. We have the 2 of Swords, The Three of Wands, as I said in group 1, you need to open your perspective, change your perspective with the Hanged Man as well. There's a lot more out there for you than you first anticipated. There's a lot more emotion, a lot more different emotions to feel other than anger, frustration, irritation, aggression. There's happiness, there's joy, there's love, there's self-love, you know. There's more to life than this section here. You need to also say what needs to be said with the Seven of Swords, because it's like you're saying what maybe others want to hear, but you need to say what needs to be said. You need to get it off your chest. Yeah, get it off your chest is a message I'm getting here, because it's tying you up in knots, group 3. It's not helpful. No, I don't feel like one more wants to come out. Yeah, you need to leave it behind with the Eight of Cups. Something needs to be left behind, an emotion, a feeling, a thought, a place, a memory needs to be left behind. Okay, wow, Angel, you've been holding on to something. It's like your heart, you've closed off your heart, or it's like you are just holding on to things that aren't necessary, that are causing animosity, building up animosity in life. And maybe you are just very sensitive, and sensitive as in sensitive to anger, sensitive to getting upset. Just like an open wound is sensitive. It's like you are very sensitive, because when we are down, that means our immune system is down. That means our barriers are down, and anything, little thing can set us off. Any little thing can set us off into tears, into an outburst of rage. Wow. Wanderer. I wonder what's wrong with me. That's the kind of message I'm getting here. I wonder what, yeah, wow. Shadow Diver. Some deep inner work needs to happen, and I feel like this is going to take some time to untangle, to explore and untangle, and to readjust and realign, so that you can open your mind, open your viewpoints, so that you can travel more. You can, you can try new things. You can see that you are flexible emotionally, spiritually, physically. This is a very inflexible area over here. But then there comes flexibility, level-headedness with the Justice card. Because right now, maybe you aren't level-headed. Maybe you are like this. Like, when you're drawing something with a pencil, well, not drawing, but scribbling. Yes, scribbling something down on paper. And that's what I envision your mind to look like. So let me just do it on here. I feel like I need to do an example of this. So you have your paper here, and then I've got a pen here, and then I'm just envisioning that this is what your mind looks like. It's chaotic, there's too much going on. It's like there's a struggle, you're struggling every day to try to think straight, but it's like not being able to think straight is getting to you quite a bit. Okay, so let's get to these cards. We have great endings are inevitable. Yeah, something needs to come to an end because it's been going on for too long. It's been happening for too long, and it's time to say goodbye. But I feel like that end goodbye won't come for a while, because there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of inner work to be done before you can. It's all about, like, instead of saying a big goodbye, it's about saying goodbye at each step of your recovery. So it's like, oh, I regret doing this. okay, but let's explore this thing that you regret, and then let's break it down a bit at a time, and then we can reshuffle it, reintegrate it back into ourselves as a positive emotion, and then we can say goodbye to that emotion, and then let's move on to the next thing, and then the next thing. So it's all a progression, a progressive thing. It can't happen overnight. Every hurricane comes to an end. Yes, there's always an ending. You will reach an ending to this side over here, and you will be able to find your way again. It's these feelings aren't meant to last forever. You will overcome all of these hardships that you have been feeling, that you have been experiencing. It's just a matter of time. Whew. And then we have fair man, dealings a relationship with a man with blonde, grey or white hair. Pineapple, reconciliation. Four-leaf clover and vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is working against you. Yes, your feelings are very deep, group 3. There's something very deep that's kind of eating away at you, and as I was saying before, that's not good for your life force. That's not good for you to lead a healthy, good, fulfilling life. You know, it's like each time, as I said before as well, I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back. So maybe you just keep going back. You keep going back to the same memory that sets you off into a spiral of emotion, which may lead to anger and aggression. So it's like you being able to work things through. You are reconciling with yourself. And I'm getting the message of, how can I reconcile with this feeling? I can't, it doesn't sit well with you, it doesn't sit right with you. And it's like you coming back to yourself. Because as I said before, it's like maybe you picked up on other people's thoughts, emotions, feelings, and then you took it on as your own, and then you can't see where others end and where you begin. So it's like working through all of that. It's like you'll be able to see where you begin, and then you can improve the relationship with yourself, and you can reconnect with yourself. There's so much to you, group 3, and I just feel like this is going to be, I'm just going to put it out there, it's going to be a very difficult process for you. It's going to be emotionally draining. It's going to be maybe the hardest thing you'll ever have to do in your life. But it's worth it. It's worth that time, effort and money. You have to invest in yourself. Invest in your recovery, group 3. Because it's needed. It's like, don't spend money on the things that won't enhance you. It's about spending your money on the things that will improve your life, enhance you on a deeper level. So maybe you'll find a male counselor, or a male could help you, or maybe you are reconciling with a male figure. Maybe you're forgiving a male figure. Maybe a male figure needs forgiveness. Because when you forgive, you can move on with your life. And then that's something that you can say goodbye to, and then move on to the next thing to work through. Wow. Alright, so I feel like those are the main messages that wanted to come out for you, group 3. Those were very, very big messages there, but I hope I articulated it in the right way for you, and you have gotten something from this reading. Alright, so that's something for you. I'll just reread these messages, and that will be the end of your reading. So group 3, anger, frustration, aggression. Try not to destroy relationships, memories, prized possessions, etc. out of anger. Where is your anger coming from? When did it begin? You need to find the root of your feelings. Maybe your situation feels unjust. Alright, so that's what I'm seeing for you, group 3. I hope you can take what I said and incorporate what I said into your daily life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye!